Hi there, my name is Mark Hickling. I'm Alfred Hickling's grandson and Jonathan's son. And about 15 years ago, I was shown a video copy of a VHS and an audio cassette, which was of our home DVD that my great-grandfather Bernard Hickling filmed in the 1930s and 1940s. The tape and the audio cassette were put together by my granddad in around 1993 and then turned into DVD in around the year 2000. The DVD and video were fantastic, but the problem with them was that the audio tape and the video cassette had to be played at exactly the same time. So you had to press the button, and often you would get synchronization errors. You have to pause the tape and stop and start it. And in around the year 2000, I was actually getting quite interested in videography myself. And I decided, wouldn't it be a great idea if I could take the video and I could take the audio and put them together and merge them together on some kind of audio-video DVD. And so I started the project. The problem with the project was that the video was quite poor quality and the audio was very low quality because it was recorded just on an analog tape recorder and then put into the computer. And we never really had that much success with it. So what I decided to do was to kind of start a new project, which was to kind of revamp it. And that project started around the year 2007 when I went to university in York. And that's where my granddad lives, and we started spending a lot of time talking about what it could look like and what we could do. And at the same time, York St John Film Archive were actually putting together a copy of our cine film. And the cine film basically was just strips of film, and then they were digitizing it. Because the original DVDs that we had were taken from a video cassette, which was a copy of the cine film. So our quality was quite low. But then thanks to York St John Film Archive, they actually digitized the video for us. And because of that, we could then get higher quality footage. The only problem with it was that York St John didn't realise that we actually had colour footage in the films. So in the films that you've just watched, you'll probably see a few clips of colour. And in the colour footage, that's actually taken from the VHS tape that was the original copy of the cine film. And that's the reason why you've got some in colour and some in black and white, was because they were the original colour parts, but York St John didn't remember. And because of that, we only got black and white from them in high quality. As the years went on, we started to do a lot more on the DVD. Myself and my granddad would get together and we would maybe eat fish and chips and we would talk about life, and then I would quiz him about the DVD and say, we really need to get going on it. But the problem was that we had no deadline, and the deadline wasn't coming, and because of that, we didn't get the DVD done for a long time. However, I got married in November 2013 to my wife, Bethany, and we decided a couple of months later after that to move to Canada and to emigrate out here. And when we got here, before we came, we had now a deadline. So we decided that we would use that as our deadline to get the DVD done. And all the way up until October 2014, we really started to press the accelerator and really get working on this DVD. The DVD took a lot of twists and turns over its course, and the actual project started out originally by the transcription of the audio cassette. I was keen to make sure that nothing was lost from the DVD and that all of Grandad's thoughts would be put in there and in the most natural way possible. So we took the video, which was actually out of chronological order, and then did a lot of rearrangement and making sure that it was in chronological order from start to finish, and also that it had a quality audio track to go with it. And because of that, we then started to script, add more areas, and really work on what we were trying to do throughout the whole video. We started filming with the DVD at Grandad's house, where we took, I went round with a couple of video cameras and a friend, and we actually set up video cameras on the front of his bungalow, and we filmed the intro and outro to all the sections. This project was filmed on a Canon 5D and a 600D, and the reason behind that was just to get the highest quality possible and that we could afford at the time. One of my biggest wishes during the DVD was to get all of the siblings together. I would have loved to have got all the siblings in one room and got them to watch the video. but due to ill health and different reasons, we couldn't get everyone together. So I thought the next best thing was for me to travel and go and see each one of the siblings. I hadn't seen them in a long time, since I was a little kid. So I drove down with a friend, my friend Johnny, and also my granddad, Alfred. And we drove down to each of the different siblings. And we first started off with Valerie. We drove down to Coventry, which is where she lives, and we kind of went in and had some food, and then we did some filming. And we got some of her takes and some of her thoughts on the DVD, and then put that in the interview section for you guys to enjoy. We then did the same with Enid, and myself and Grandad drove just outside of Doncaster in the UK, and we drove down to see them. And we went to a nursing home and spent the afternoon with her, and that was great. It was great to see her and great to chat about memories that she once had of an incredible childhood and such a great family. And then finally, we went down to see Rennie. Myself and Grandad drove down to see Rennie in October 2014. And we drove down to Malvern and spent the day with him. We did some food, and then we did the filming. And again, just got his thoughts and his feelings on how the DVD has come together and what his favourite memories were. The pace was picking up, and soon we needed to get some good quality audio. And obviously we were moving in October 2014, so it was ideal and really quite important that we got Grandad into a recording studio. We took the original video and we got the audio and did a draft audio, but it wasn't really that good. So we decided to spend the day in the White Rooms recording studio in York, and we took about 6 hours, myself and Grandad, to go through the video and script it and go through all of the script and dictate it. And it was absolutely fantastic day. Grandad was so tired at the end of it, but we got the product done, and I hope you're enjoying the benefits of it. Now that the raw video and the audio were done, I actually flew out to Canada on the 13th of October 2014, and we arrived here, and I spent the next couple of months editing the video, which took me up until about January 2015, and finally the first video draft with the studio audio that I could send back to Grandad. He then gave me some edits and then sent it back, and over an iterative process of about 3 or 4 times, we managed to get the script all in place, got all the audio to the right places, and we finally had a finished product. The one thing that was remaining was some kind of outro section to just really explain how the DVD had come together over all of these years. It's now the 1st of March 2015, and I'm pleased to say that we're finally finished. The DVD's been wrapped up, this is what this section is, and it's me really explaining why we did the video and how we did it, so that in future generations you can see what we did for all those many years ago, I guess, in the future. And I'm not sure who you are or who's watching this video, but whoever you are, if you're part of the family, I want to please encourage you to keep this video alive. Keep it alive on the internet, keep it alive on video format or whatever it may be in the future. But please keep it alive for our future generations, because it was one of my passions, was so that you can see your great-grandfather and your great-great-grandfather and your great-great-great-grandfather on video file, which is so rare these days. So I really want to encourage you, please keep it alive and please keep it and give it the greatest respect. I'm so grateful for a man 80 years ago with the forethought of Bernard Hickling to think, I'm going to create a video which could be kept alive and keep our memory of the Hicklings. And what a privilege it is to be part of such an incredible family that's generational, that really thinks about the future. And I'm particularly honoured and privileged to have worked for a good 15 years on this project with my greatest hero of all, which is my granddad, Alfred Hickling. He's 89, and by the time most people watch this, he'll be 90, if not more. And what an incredible guy, a true generational thinker, an inspiration, an absolute hero of mine. He's taught me more than I could even know. And I'm proud of you, Grandad. I love you, and you are my hero. And I really want to dedicate this film to him and to everything he's done and everything he will do. And Grandad, I want to wish you a very happy birthday.